And thanks for being with us. This is Vax Talks. I'm Brad Satin, joined today by Dr. Mark Schleiss. He's a professor of pediatrics at the University of Minnesota Medical School. Dr. Schleiss, thanks for being here.
It's great to be with you.
Today we're talking about COVID-19 and specifically the impact it could have on children and pregnant women. So let's get started with kids first. Right now, the vaccine is not approved for kids, right?
Yeah, that's right. We do not have an indication for vaccines except for children over the age of 16, adolescents. They can be immunized with our current vaccines.
Are there clinical trials underway right now for younger folks?
Yes, there are. As you know, currently 2 vaccines licensed in the United States, and both of them are in clinical trials in children and adolescents. In fact, there is a trial anticipated that will enroll children as young as 6 months of age. So there's good progress being made in evaluating vaccines in children.
Very good. You know, we hear on the news right now that for kids, it's a mild disease. So is there a verdict out on whether kids should get vaccinated?
Well, I think that as time moves forward, we absolutely have to immunize children. Children play an essential role in cycles of transmission of COVID-19. And although it is true that the illness is less severe in children, there have been multiple cases of very severe illness and even death in children. The remarkable thing about COVID-19 vaccines is the incredible track record of safety that we've seen in these short few months that we've been immunizing. Compared to almost any other vaccine that we've developed in the last 50 years, COVID vaccines are among the safest, if not the safest. So this will be really an important message to drive home when we expand immunization to children.
It's good news. If we do vaccinate kids, when should it be given? At what age do you think?
Yeah, we don't know yet. I think that what we will probably do is have a phased approach that will begin by targeting adolescents. We know from some school transmission studies and some childhood transmission studies, the transmission in adolescents seems to be more common than in young children. And so I think that what we'll be seeing is an expansion of vaccine efforts for adolescents by the end of this year, by the end of 2021, and then probably moving the vaccine back to young children, school-age children, and maybe even infants and toddlers in 2022.
Let's move now from children to pregnant women. Does a COVID vaccine pose a higher risk to a pregnant woman?
There's no data, no information that says that it's risky for pregnant women. And I think this is a major myth that we need to dispel. There have been few trials of vaccines in pregnant women, but there have been a lot of pregnant women who've received the immunization already because they're in the highest tier of risk. They're healthcare providers themselves. And there are no reports of any adverse events related to vaccination.
Well, as more of these vaccines do get approved, is one better than the other for children or pregnant women?
They're all equivalent in terms of safety. The COVID vaccine that you should get is the one that you can get today.
Really valuable information. Dr. Schleiss, thanks so much for joining us.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us as well. This is Vax Talks. And for more information, go to whywevax.org.